back a couple of days then from Milan, just before we look ahead to Sheffield United. What are your reflections on how well it went for you in midweek?
I thought it was a great result. I felt that afterwards. I still feel that now. I don't think it's underestimated by us internally how good that result was. Really tough place to go. Champions League semi-finalists last year, Milan. So a hostile atmosphere. I thought their supporters were very good for them. Really backed them and made it difficult for us. But the lads showed great mental strength, resilience, resolute display. Delighted with another clean sheet. So lots of positives.
You've had plenty of midweek football yourself as a player and as a manager, but European midweek football is obviously different, and it's the first such fixture for you this season. So maybe it's hard to judge, but how have you managed the schedule? What sort of changes have you had to make this week to fit it in between two big Premier League fixtures?
Yeah, I don't think it's been dramatically different. Of course, the travelling was, but I think in terms of how we prepared, definitely a little bit more delegation from my respect to my staff. Apart from that, I don't think too much changes. We're trying to be smart with our time in between games. I think we have to be clever, especially the demand on the players is so big, mentally and physically. We've got to get that balance right for them, really.
One player that you brought back into your team the other night, someone we haven't seen a lot of this season, Jacob Murphy, and obviously that's a big call in a huge game to play him, but I guess it underlines just what an important player he's been for you and continues to be.
Yeah, Jacob I thought was magnificent for us last year, never let us down, always contributed. I think the big thing for me is he's very, very reliable. You know what you're going to get from him. Defensively, he's very good. Of course, he's got obviously attacking threats as well. I thought he did a really good job for the team.
Have you seen the video clip of him when he's lining up with the Champions League music playing and almost overwhelmed by it? Have you seen that?
I have seen it. I was sent it, yeah. I don't know if overwhelmed. I think I'd like to look at it another way, sampling, taking everything in and enjoying his moment, and quite rightly so. For a lot of our players, that would be a milestone in their career, really, and I think Jacob was savouring the moment. Looking
ahead to Sunday in Sheffield United, what sort of match are you expecting from them?
A difficult game. I think Bramall Lane is a very tough place to go any time of the year. A good team, a direct team. Will ask us questions physically. Got good athleticism in their team. Counter-attacking team as well. So set plays, they're very strong. So yeah, they've got lots of areas of their team that can hurt us if we're not right. So I think the big challenge for us is to mentally approach the game as we did the Brentford match, where we were spot on in our mindset. We were spot on with the importance of the game, and we responded really well with maybe not a magnificent display, but we did enough to get the job done, and we're going to have to get all the basics right if we're going to compete in this game.
Thank you.
Keith? Eddie, I wonder how Sandro's been after the week, because he obviously spoke to us in the build-up to the game. He said he was expecting a very emotional day. How has he dealt with everything that's kind of been thrown his way? Because there were a lot of eyes on him over there in Italy.
Yeah, there were, and I think it's worth remembering he's still a young player, and I was so pleased for him, the reaction he got from the Milan fans. That's, I think, a mark of a few things, really. How Sandro conducted himself in Milan, how good a player he is, recognition from a group of supporters that he'd given everything for the club. So I think great things for Sandro, but also great things for us, because it's a marker of what bigger talent he is, really. It would have been an emotional game for him. It would have been a difficult night for him, I've got no doubt. But I thought he handled himself really well. And he's probably, without speaking to him about it, I think he's probably pleased the game's out the way, and he can focus now on the rest of the season with us.
And Nick Pope was man of the match the other night. Some brilliant saves, looked at his very, very best. Do you think he was at all affected by being left out of the England squad, and do you think that is something that he's maybe answered the other night with that display?
It's a difficult one for me to comment